This is awkward occurrence or awkward entertainment. So I'm going to be getting into the case of Cleo Smith. I have a few articles that I've looked through. We're going to look at those and I'm going to commentate throughout. So let's get this video turned up and ready. Let's get everything ready. And let's start this show. So Cleo Smith is pictured here on the left. This is her parents in the middle. And I will tell you why I have this witch, Miss Cleo, on my front page in a second. But let's start this video.
You have questions. I have the answers.
Who asked you to go out of town? The stupid young one or the married one? The married one. That's what I thought. Don't go. You hear me?
If you want him to believe that it's over, then you gotta stop accepting the booty calls at 2 a.m. in the morning. You understand?
Yeah.
Could you tell me what type of direction is my life headed into?
Last 4 nights, your feelings have been hurt, so you've been up all night.
Yes.
You haven't been, and this is around the relationship.
Talk about it.
Okay? Don't make me take you to church, young man. The ex is much better than the present one, you know. Did you think that you were pregnant a couple of months back?
Yes.
You were, but you lost it, correct?
Yeah.
The secret that you were holding back.
You already hit it. It was about the baby.
Michael, you really got yourself into trouble on that one, brethren. I got backup this time.
This person is that's around you right now has been in jail before.
Yeah, you're right. You're telling the honest truth. Right.
You know, people have been criticized and jabbed at and talked about throughout the ages
For having different beliefs. And apparently I am no exception. Although it is a constant challenge. I will continue. I will not allow them to stop me. I will teach as a shaman and help those who seek the knowledge.
Jezebel. So Miss Cleo Smith, not Cleo Smith, Miss Cleo, the psychic, passed away in 2016. I don't know if she repented for her work in divination. Divination will be what you see on the screen, tarot cards or Ouija boards. Tools used to contact spirits, to find out fortunes, to find this, that, and the third out. Don't know if she repented. More than likely, if she didn't, she's going to the lake of fire when Jesus come back to judge the world. Now let's continue. All I've seen so far, not all I've seen, most of what I've seen so far on Cleo Smith case and social media platforms are divinators. It's called divination. I call them divinators. So these tarot card workers, or you have these people who hold these metal rods and state they're contacting the dead or they're contacting spirits to find out where someone's at. You can't find someone who isn't missing. Let me state that again. When you do divination, you aren't talking to God. You aren't talking to God's angels in heaven. You're talking to those angels that were cast down to earth. Those wicked demonic angels. And they don't tell you the truth. You can't find someone who isn't missing. Alright? But once again, I've only seen, not only, the majority of the videos I'm seeing a lot in the beginning of this case is tarot readers. And that's common in a lot of missing person cases on YouTube, TikTok. But it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just, oh no. Let's continue. Don't entertain devils. Don't entertain doctrines of evil. Like Melanie Gibbs in a Chad and Laura Daybell case said, don't entertain doctrines of devils. Let's continue this video, and I will give my opinion on what I think happened to Cleo Smith, the young lady in the left-hand corner, throwing both her index fingers up in the air. More tarot card users. Alright, this is the mother. Someone posted this video noticing things about the parents. The mother, real sadness, they question, wavering voice, working hard to keep it together, not really. The stepfather, heavy energy, twitching mouth, emotionally shut down. These are just two bad actors. In this case, two bad Australian actors. To Americans, these look like two bad actors. And the mother is not very emotional in her interview. I've only seen one of her interviews, but she's not emotional at all. The stepfather looks a little more concerned, but not really concerned. In this photo, he just seems not to be in the moment. To me, he seems to not be in the moment. Like, his head is wandering off elsewhere. Like where he's going to spend his money or something. Let's continue. Now, let me enlarge this. One of the articles I found is a timeline. All you need to know about Cleo's disappearance. Now, it don't give the exact date, but Friday 6:30 p.m., Cleo and her family arrive at the campsite in Australia. The sun begins to set. They quickly set their tent and get settled in. Feeding of both of the girls occur next. 8 p.m. that night, Cleo went to bed while her younger sister and parents stayed up a little while longer. Now, you tell me, was this tent like one of those large tents you can fit 4 family members in? Or did each person have a separate tent? Did Cleo have a separate tent and the parents and the baby had a separate tent? I'm thinking that it was one large tent everyone could fit in. Saturday 1:30 a.m. So 1:30 in the morning, Friday night 8 p.m., 1:30 that morning, Saturday, Cleo woke up asking for a drink of water. Ellie, which is the mother, tended to Cleo and checked on Isaiah, which is her second daughter, I may be saying that name wrong, who was in the crib right next to Cleo's mattress and one room in a tent. So one room in a tent makes me think this is a multi-room tent, one of those big tents you can set up for your entire family. So Cleo's younger sister, I think who's about an infant, had her crib next to Cleo's mattress. So they're in the same room together. Saturday, 6 a.m. I had to read that again to make sure Cleo was in the same room as her baby sister. 6 a.m. Saturday, Ellie wakes up to the baby wanting a bottle. She passed the divider that separates the 2 rooms in the tent and immediately noticed that the zipper was almost entirely open. Cleo was gone. So the young lady we see pictured in the pink dress was noticed missing at 6 a.m. The pink dress. Let's continue. Saturday mid-morning, police and emergency services arrived to assist with the search, starting with local Carnarvon officers. Sunday, Cleo's mom issues a desperate plea on Facebook. Saturday, the police come. Mid-morning, Sunday, Cleo mom gets on Facebook, issues a plea. Sunday night, Monday morning, homicide detectives, brush trackers, and more volunteers are brought to assist in the search. Monday, police confirmed Cleo's gray and red sleeping bag had also disappeared with the girl from the tent. They are yet to comment on the weather. Let's continue this. So again at the top, police comment say baby girl Cleo's sleeping bag is also missing. That would say someone picked her up in the sleeping bag and took her away. It's not like Cleo got out the sleeping bag, opened the tent zipper, and took the bag with her to go sleep somewhere else. That's, of course, she was abducted, but that says someone picked her up in the sleeping bag and left with her. So she was asleep when she was abducted. Of course, police revealed they are not ruling out any possibilities relating to Cleo's disappearance. So So they're not ruling out the parents. They're not ruling out the stepfather doing it. They're not ruling out the mom and dad having some type of ulterior motive and lying about it. Tuesday morning, search is suspended due to wild weather. Daily Mail Australia confirms the interaction. Cleo, same day Tuesday. Daily Mail Australia confirms the interaction Cleo had with her mother as not sinister and simply the 4-year-old asking for a sip of water. I don't know why they included that. Why did Daily Mail have to confirm the interaction Cleo had with her mom Friday night when she got up out of her sleeping bag was not sinister? Why would you have to, like, why do we explore that? Why did Daily Mail explore if Cleo's interaction with her mom Friday night was sinister or not? It makes you think. It makes you think the parents have something to do with this. But Daily Mail again says not sinister. The interaction Cleo had with her mom Friday night. She was just asking for a sip of water. Of course, it's not sinister. Tuesday midday. This is 3 days after Cleo went missing. Tuesday midday. Search continues again as a storm passes. Same day Tuesday. Cleo, mom, and stepdad Jake speak to the media for the first time. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a little over 3 days later, they speak to the media for the first time since Cleo disappeared, revealing key pieces of evidence, including the tent that they were staying in was left entirely almost open. Cleo and her baby sister were in the room nearest to the entrance, which was unzipped when Ellie woke up at 6 a.m. Ellie would be the mom. She woke up at 6 a.m. that Saturday, found her daughter missing. The baby sister remained in her crib unharmed, but Cleo was gone. Let's continue. This tells me don't put your kids nearest the entrance. If you get one of those big tents, you, the parents, stay near the entrance. Which I would have thought they would in the first place. You would think the parents would in the first place. Anything else I want to comment on this part? Parents spoke to the media. A storm passes. I already commented on Daily Mail. Daily Mail made that strange post about an interaction with her daughter being sinister. Her 4-year-old daughter, Cleo. Let's continue. Her mother states Cleo Smith is not the sort of child to wander off and would have woken her parents up if she needed anything, like when she woke up early to ask for a sip of water. Again, they are emphasizing the first time Cleo woke up, she asked her mom for a sip of water. The same thing Daily Mail is emphasizing. It was not sinister that Cleo got up Saturday morning or Friday night to ask for a sip of water. But they stated if she needed anything, she would have asked her parents. Once again, she was missing in her sleeping bag. Her sleeping bag was also missing, which means the person that took her while she was asleep inside the bag. I'm just reiterating that. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. She's in her sleeping bag. She's asleep. Someone takes it. They didn't bother to zip up the tent. I don't know if the tent unzips from the outside. I don't know. Don't know if they cut the tent open, but it says it was unzipped. Was it unzipped from the inside or the outside? Let's continue. Was it a two-way zipper? You can unzip it from the outside and the inside? Let's continue. Wednesday, police confirmed reports a car was heard screeching off from the campsite at about 3 a.m. So that same campsite, police confirmed a car was screeching off that Saturday morning at 3 a.m. Assistant Commissioner Daryl Gaunt revealed there are between 10 and 20 known sex offenders in the area, but none are suspects in the disappearance. The 10 and 20 known sex offenders who have registered are not suspects. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, people? What does that tell you? It was not a sex offender, at least not a registered sex offender who took Cleo. So it was not a person on the outside that took Cleo. Because you would think if someone's going to steal a kid, it would be a known sex offender in the area. Or it would be a sex offender. Let's continue. They probably are a sex offender, but they aren't a known sex offender. But once again, this tells you, this kind of indicates it's not anyone on the outside. Take that how you want what I just said. It's not anyone on the outside. We don't have any concerns about that, he said on 6PR mornings. So the chief or the commissioner has no concerns about it being a stranger who's registered as a sex offender that may have took Cleo Smith. So there's no sex offender, stranger, who took Cleo Smith. Take that how you want. Let's continue. He continues to say, I know part of the investigative strategies have included reaching and making inquiries into their whereabouts and movements. And this point in time, we're very comfortable where we sit with those inquiries. He's talking about the sex offenders. They made inquiries. They're comfortable with saying none of them are involved. No outside stranger is involved. Now, let's move on. Investigators confirm Cleo would be too short to open the tent zip by herself, stroking fears she was abducted. But they confirm she wouldn't be tall enough to open the zipper. Now, they're not confirming if the zipper could be opened from the outside. But again, she was taken while she was asleep in her bag, in her sleeping bag. Let's continue. Someone picked her up while she was in her sleeping bag and took her out and away. Thursday, 12:30 a.m. Let's continue. Thursday, 12:30 a.m. McGowan offers $1 million reward. Mark McGowan offers a $1 million reward for any information which leads to Cleo coming home or the arrest or convictions of those responsible for taking her. Let me repeat that. Premier is a soccer league. So this soccer league player or this soccer league owner offers a $1 million reward. This celebrity, this AKA celebrity, offers a $1 million reward for any information which leads to Cleo, a common person, Cleo Smith, coming home, or the arrest and conviction of those responsible for taking her. I'm repeating this. Listen. Which leads to a $1 million reward, which leads to Cleo coming home, or the arrest and conviction of those responsible for taking her. When they say or the arrest and conviction of those responsible for taking her, it means Cleo Smith is dead. If you can find who took her, who killed her, and they are convicted, and or you would get the $1 million. That's what that last part means. Sunday, West Australian police say they have a new lead in the hunt for Cleo Smith, after witnesses came forward with what could be a vital sighting of a car in the area. That would be Saturday, 3 a.m., when someone claims a car sped off. A vital sighting of a car in an area near the time screeching tires were heard at the scene. Also, later Sunday, police confirmed audio of Cleo's voice has been captured on a CCTV camera installed inside a beach shack just 20 meters from where the little girl was staying on the day before she disappeared. So this tip doesn't mean anything. It states it was heard on camera the day before she disappeared. Again, the day before she disappeared. This isn't the night she disappeared or that morning she disappeared when a car screeched away. So that tip, the CTC camera, her voice, that tip means nothing because, once again, it's not on the day she disappeared. And, alright, let's continue. This is just some search results I get from Google about Cleo Smith. Now, a mother warns of attempted abduction at that same campsite. Another mother. That's really nothing. That first result is really nothing. This is another mother warning that there was attempted abduction before at that campsite. There's attempted abductions at Walmart, Kmart, a lot of places. But that doesn't point you towards who actually did it. You know, an attempted abduction could be by a family member also. While detectives have returned to the family home of missing Cleo Smith search. So we're going to get into the family home. So I'm going to hurry up and get into the family home. Let me skim through this because I just want to talk about the family home and end this video out because there's not too much information coming about in this case. Let's continue. You can read that if you want. It just states the police are assisting in every way they can. And it talks about the car screeching away at 3 a.m. that morning. This is more searches that YouTube would give you, Google would give you. It talks about the house. Police are looking for struggle signs in Cleo Smith's home. Bounty hunters. Reminds me of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I just like the pictures because the detectives in Australia think they're in a movie. It looked like a photo shoot for a movie, Man in Black or some other detective movie. This talks about the police commissioner. He states the parents have been nothing but helpful. We are working very closely with the parents. They let us into their home. He explained that in a search investigation, police had to rule out all those who were in the vicinity. Just because they visit someone's house, it doesn't warrant wild speculation. Well, they haven't ruled out the parents. Even though this states they have to rule out everyone in the vicinity, which would be the mom and stepdad, if you have seen a report that rules out the parents, let me know. Just let me know. Because you see where my speculation is going, right? You see where I'm going with this, right? More search results. Cleo Smith disappearance. Sightings of missing girl proved unfruitful. Over 200 potential sightings of missing girl Cleo Smith. So those 200 sightings have proved unfruitful. This is what this tells you. Those 200 sightings, nothing at all. Don't even pay attention to those 200 sightings. Those are just people seeing stuff. Now let's get into this. Police search Cleo Smith's home. Detectives and forensic officers returned to Cleo Smith's home, I guess for a second or third time. The search for clues to help them find the missing 4-year-old girl. He says, the acting police chief says, it's standard practice that we search their home, and the couple were not suspects in the disappearance of little Cleo. They aren't suspects as we know as of yet. The young girl has been missing for 11 days, along with her sleeping bag. So she's been missing since October 16th. Let me enlarge this. This goes on to say the parents have been helpful. Miss Blanche said the family home search was part of an investigation to eliminate everyone in the vicinity, so everyone in the tent who was at the Blowholes campground in Australia at the time of disappearance. We must do a thorough investigation, he says to 6PR Radio. The parents have been nothing but helpful. We work very closely with them, and they let us into their home. They have let us into their cars, in their phones. They have let us into everything. Our job is to eliminate everyone that was at the campsite. That is a systematic and thorough approach, and doing so in any investigation. That really is the focus of the investigation at the moment. Well, can you eliminate everyone at the campsite if Cleo Smith was abducted by someone at the campsite? What is that saying? I mean, you can't eliminate everyone at the campsite because she was abducted at the campsite. Less people came to the campsite and they had the audacity to somehow unzip this tent and take a sleeping girl out of her parents' vicinity, out of her parents' arms. Cleo Smith went in her parents' arms, but they had the boldness to take her away from her parents while they slept. And the parents heard nothing, like nothing at all. I guess they were sleeping, but no one saw nothing except the screeching car moving away from the campsite. The search of the house comes days after officers spent 7 hours at the property before leaving with 2 evidence bags. Why would you need evidence bags? Let's continue. Authorities have searched the perimeter of the home over the weekend for any signs of a break-in and any evidence of anyone lurking around the vicinity in the days leading up to her disappearance. Amid fears the abduction was premeditated. Was the abduction premeditated, and premeditated by who? Who could have been watching that house, looking into that house? Who could have broken into that house beforehand when the family wasn't home? Who would want to take Cleo Smith? Are they holding her for ransom? Which, no, they're not holding her for ransom, but they will have a ransom note already. But let's continue. Alright, Cleo Smith's mom believes she was abducted. Of course she was abducted. I mean, she's not there with you guys. Let me skim through this for any statements. Her mother said it's absolutely disgusting her daughter was abducted. She's been taken from my family, somewhere she's meant to be safe, she's added. Jake, the stepfather, was also questioned in the interview and said there was nothing he hadn't told police. Jake said, well, I've told you guys everything. I've left nothing out. Police has searched the house 3 times. They've taken evidence on a few occasions. They were looking to see if anyone was watching the house, if anyone broke into the house. Which if the house was broken into, the family would have called that in. Even before they went on a trip, the family would have called that in. I'm skimming through it. The heartbroken couple revealed they hadn't left the campsite where Cleo vanished until last Friday and still struggle with comprehending returning to their home without their daughter. They said they held hope, but the hope of her coming home is slipping away. That's what that means. When they say we held hope, but the hope of her being there was slowly slipping away, which means, again, the hope of her coming home is slipping away. Last